3BL, what's popping? We in the building, man. We got Isaiah here. It's me. We're going to talk a little bit about the New York Giants. And do the New York Giants have a chance to win the NFC East after defeating the Washington football team yesterday? And let's talk about that game a little bit before we even get into any predictions or any questions or anything like that. How'd you feel about the game yesterday?
We got a W. We got a W, Sim.
That's kind of the bottom line, right? We got a W.
Man, listen,
that's kind of
it was one of the ugliest games, but we got the W, man.
I mean, it was ugly. The first quarter wasn't that ugly for the Giants.
No, the first quarter wasn't. It was first quarter was good. Second quarter, man, that second half though, man, those are two bad teams playing each other. Those are the two bad teams playing each other, man.
No doubt about it. That was definitely two bad teams playing each other. But okay, so here's one thing I think that we can take from the game. You guys all know the stats. I don't know if there's any reason to go deep into the stats and stuff like that. You guys know it already. The game was on yesterday. I'm sure you looked at it. The Giants used Daniel Jones in a lot of running situations. He ran a lot yesterday. I think he ran for 74 yards. Right? Is that something that you think we're going to see more frequently, since our running game is kind of depleted, right? With Saquon Barkley being hurt, he's gone for the season. The line doesn't hold up as long as you would like it to hold up. There are times when they look good, but they're clearly not there yet. They haven't gelled, and they probably need some more talent on that offensive line. Using Daniel Jones to run out of the backfield could be advantageous, especially when he starts to feel the heat. If they're telling him, yo, you feel that heat, just take off. Now, it could be advantageous for the team, but then, of course, you worry about him getting hurt. Do you think that's something that is going to become, I don't want to say a staple of the offense, but they might begin to go to it for the remainder of this season? Or until somebody emerges? Devontae Freeman's not doing bad. He's not doing bad. He had 61 yards on 18 carries yesterday, as he's working himself into the offense. Do you think we're going to see more Daniel Jones as part of that running attack?
Yeah, so I'm never a fan of it, honestly, Sim. I'm not a big fan of running quarterbacks. They don't really win Super Bowls, really. But as for right now, most likely it's going to be that way. It's because Daniel Jones, is sad to say, he's our most efficient runner. So if I'm Jason Garrett and those boys, he's probably going to do that more. Just because the offensive line right now, they're young. These are young guys. A lot of these dudes are not even 25. I think 3 out of them are not even 25. I think it's Hernandez and Andrew Thomas, and I forgot one. I think Matt Pearl or something like that. These guys are young, so they're probably going to definitely do the running option more. Again, I'm not a fan of it because just running, man, these defensive linemen are getting bigger, faster, stronger, and they hit harder.
Right.
So, you just got to be careful because we've seen what happened with Dak Prescott when he ran. Tore up his leg. So it's tough, man. You got to be a thin line. But if you're good at it, I mean, listen, I would say like this, though, right? And before people kill me, I'm not saying Daniel Jones or Lamar Jackson. But if they play that way, it can work a little bit. It can work. And I'm not saying Daniel Jones is Lamar Jackson.
Go ahead. My bad.
But they can play a similar style.
Okay. See, here's why I think it can be advantageous. To me, it's going to help the offensive line a little bit.
Yep.
Right? When you have a quarterback that can get out and run, and we know his first and foremost, he's going to be a passer. But when he can get out and run, the defensive line is maybe a little bit hesitant because they know if we get close to him, he's going to take off, right? We got to try to trap him. So maybe it makes them think a little bit more instead of just coming at him full speed ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, I'm just thinking maybe it can help, but of course, looking at, you know, do you want Daniel Jones to get hurt? And then who is it? Colt McCoy got to come in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, obviously you don't want that. He seems to be durable. He ran the ball a lot in college, not, you know, like from a running back position, but, you know, he used his feet a lot in college. Hopefully he's smart enough to avoid taking hits. You know,
sometimes I see him slide, sometimes he doesn't. But that's a lot of young quarterbacks, though. A lot of young quarterbacks do that.
So, you know, that's just something to watch out for, you know, in the future. Obviously, yesterday we had some more injuries. Right, Darius Slayton's been dealing with an ankle injury for however long. He kept tweaking it yesterday, continued to tweak it on the touchdown catch. He tweaked it on that touchdown catch. You know, you seen the one play where he got doubled over and his ankle got bent up in there. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the prognosis is on Darius Slayton right now. I haven't really looked it up to see what it is. But the Giants are dealing with crazy injuries.
Man, Sam, this has been really just you talk about nightmare scenarios of injuries, man. It has been bad, man. The injuries with the Giants, man, it's just like we don't catch a break, man. And I understand, you know, every team does it. Every team does the injuries, but for a young team trying to build and trying to get something.
Yeah,
bad, man.
Well, look, he's expected to start. Okay, so there you go. Wait a minute, what week is this? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong week. I might be looking at the wrong week. I don't know yet. Then, I think I'm looking at the wrong week. No, it says 10/18. So says 10/18. So let me see.
It is the 19th.
Yeah, I know. So this article came out 10/8. Oh, yeah, that was yesterday. So I'm looking at something old. Let me see. I guess you know what? I'll look it up. I'll find it. You know, before we're out of here.
We probably won't find out if he plays until like Thursday night.
Well, you know, I don't even want to know. You know, I'm not even looking to see if he's going to play. I'm just looking to see what's going on. And actually, it said he leaves with a knee injury. No, it's an ankle injury. It's an ankle injury. Still his ankle. So I guess we'll find out sooner or later, you know, how he's doing and what's going on with it. But listen, he's coming into his own. I don't want to see this kid get hurt because I like what he's doing.
I like Darius Slayton, man.
You know what I'm saying? He's coming into his own. He's a nice target for Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, you got Golden Tate out there. I don't know what other targets he's going to be able to go to as far as receivers are concerned without Darius Slayton on the field. You know what I mean? I mean, Golden Tate is giving him something over the middle right now.
Yeah, but you know what it is though, Sim, man, and not to go ahead, but next year's draft, man, it's
man, I'm not even looking into forget about next year's draft. That's so far off. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying we just need a lot of. No, I'm just saying we need a lot of pieces though, because this is like dudes are getting injured, and this is like we're relying on 30-something-year-old Golden Tate and freaking Sterling Shepard can never stay healthy, man. It's tough, man.
Yeah, so let me see. Slayton, who had 2 catches for 41 yards in the team's first passing touchdown since the opening week of the season. They went 120-something passes without a touchdown. And Slayton has all 3 of the team's receiving touchdowns. He has all 3 of them. That's something.
That's terrible.
That's something. He has all 3 of them. All right, but he didn't practice. And I guess we'll see what's going on as the week goes on. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't practice today. Or limited practice. He was limited in practice today. So we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, we're probably not going to hear about him playing until like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Giants pulled out a win.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I see Mike Morgan said in the chat that the Giants got lucky. I don't know if it was the Giants' luck or the Washington football team stupidity. I mean, why would you?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
I mean, to me, it was dumb to go for two in that situation. Just take the tie. Take the tie. That was stupid. That was dumb to me.
The funny thing is though, right? Shout out to the Entertainment Talking Sports, man. I guess Ron Rivera does that a lot. I guess that's one of his staples of himself, that he goes for two in game time and game decisions like that. Again, you're what you're saying is so true. It's dumb.
That was dumb.
Because it's like, first and foremost, the Giants' second half wasn't doing nothing offensively. I mean, Daniel Jones threw an interception. I mean, dude, it's like,
that was dumb. It was dumb. They just kick the field goal.
Kick the field goal and then win in overtime.
You know what I'm saying? It go into overtime.
But hey, man, shout out to Ron Rivera. We love you, man.
But Joe, the Giants got the win. That's all I care about. The Giants got the win. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it was, you can call it fluky if you want to call it fluky. I'll take it. Happens like that in football all the time. The best teams win fluke games.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I'll take it. You know, they needed to get it off. They had to get off the schneid. Had to get off the schneid. We lost in Dallas last week. We should have won. We lost in Dallas. Came back and we got off the schneid. Now we play the Philadelphia Eagles Thursday night. All right, the Eagles, yesterday they lost to the Baltimore Ravens 30-28, I think it was.
Yeah, actually, it was a close game, man.
Yeah, and the Ravens are 5-1. What are we can we deal with the Eagles? That's just my question. Listen, the Eagles right now, they can score the football. Okay? They scored 17 versus Washington in week 1, 19 versus the Rams in week 2. Since then, 23 versus the Bengals, 25 versus San Francisco, 29 versus the Steelers, 28 versus the Baltimore Ravens. All right. Can we deal, and looking at those, looking at some of the stats from San Francisco, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. I just want to look at a few of those things and see what their passing yards are, because that scares me a little bit. The Giants like to leave that middle open. It's been like that for a long while, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We could never get coverage linebackers, man. Never.
So, let me see Carson Wentz against San Francisco 49ers, which is a really good defense. He was 18 for 28, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. All right.
But you know what though, Sim, before you go, man, I will say this about the Giants defense. It has not been bad this year.
It hasn't. It's been okay. It's been good.
If you take out the 49ers game, which wasn't a total embarrassment, the Giants have kept, guys, they kept these scores pretty low, man. I think Steelers scored 27 on us. That was first game of the season. Chicago scored 17, and then, it was a blowout with the Niners. The Giants defense hasn't been, I think we're middle of the pack right now, if I'm not mistaken.
It hasn't been bad.
It's more about, and you know what? Even though we faced the Cowboys, it did show me that the Giants can score. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys game did show me the Giants can score. These last 2 games, man, because, before this, we were getting, 10 points, 13 points, 10 points. These last 2 games, we got 30-something. I think we got 33, and then 20.
And then 20.
So we're doing something.
But I'm worried about, our defense has been good, but I'm worried about an offense that can be a high-flying offense. That's just, I'm a little concerned about it. I mean, they haven't. I guess that it hasn't been crazy against Pittsburgh. 276 yards in the air, 94 rushing yards against Pittsburgh. But listen, these teams know how to put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and it's the Eagles, man. And if you know anything about Giants and Eagles games, man, it's usually not fun for the Giants, man. I mean, the Eagles, man, for some odd reason, they always got our number. Eli's big. I think the Eagles were the worst team he's in the NFC East. He was good. He was best against the football team. Sorry, football team.
Washington football team. Washington football team. You know what? Yeah. He was decent against the Cowboys, and then he was just bad against the Eagles. Man, it's like I think my whole life I've seen the Giants beat the Eagles twice. Yeah, I mean, listen. The Eagles, it's not like they're putting up crazy yards. 200 against the Ravens, 213 passing yards, 194 rushing yards. Though, I think the big key is, man, they know how to put the ball in the end zone, and we struggle in the red zone.
Bad, man.
We struggle in the red zone. You know what I mean? They know how to put the ball in the end zone. We struggle in the red zone, and that scares me. Our defense is really going to have to come through.
And the scary thing is, man, this dude, Daniel Jones, man, it's scary. Like, I've never watched a season where I'm scared when we get into the red zone. Like, I'm generally like, oh, we're not going to score. Because, like, this dude, man, has 3 red zone interceptions. I mean, I know people were controversial about the last one. I think it was yesterday's game that people were like, that wasn't really the interception because his foot was on a chalk or something like that. And it was...
He caught the ball. He caught the ball, but before when he hit the ground, his elbow was on the line. You can see the white dust up. I don't understand why, they ruled it. The play stood, as it was called on the field, because there was inconclusive evidence. It shouldn't have been that way, in my opinion. I mean, clearly he landed out of bounds because his elbow dusted up the white, the white chalk. But Daniel Jones, if you're gonna throw that, you got to make sure that you have. I know he was trying to get the ball out the back of the end zone. That's what he was trying to do, right? If you're gonna do that, then you got to make sure you got enough arm strength to get it out. Especially when you're being chased by, he's being chased, and he. One thing that he does, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. I feel like he goes backwards a lot. I mean, obviously you're gonna take your however many step drops, and then all of a sudden guys are coming at him, and he's running straight backwards in the back line, before he get rid of the ball. But a lot of that has to do with the offensive line too.
But you know what? But you know what it is? I do understand. So let's say that one doesn't count, right? He still has 2 red zone interceptions, which, man, son, that's a lot. I'm sorry to say. It's it's one thing to have regular interceptions, but to be in your red zone and to get these interceptions, man, you got to do better. Like, I remember the Steelers one. The Steelers one was complete crap. That was on 100% Jones. He should have never threw it forward. He has to learn two things.
Keywords right there.
What?
3 words that you just said.
He has to learn.
4 words. He has to learn 4 words. I can count, I promise you, but 4 words.
Now, he has to learn, though, but he has to learn his... if it's second down, first down, whatever, you have another down, Joan. You have another down. Throw it away. Next thing, you got to learn just the pocket awareness and just the pressure. Just throw it away and just go to the next one.
But all of that comes with making these mistakes. You can't learn it unless you make these mistakes. It's the only way to learn it. You gotta make these mistakes.
Do it in practice.
You gotta make these mistakes in order to learn it. That's the only way to learn it. You gotta make these mistakes, right? So you go out there, you're early in your career, you throw some bad interceptions, some red zone interceptions. You don't let the ball out of your hands fast enough. All of those type of things. You gotta learn. You gotta make the mistakes in order to learn it. It's the only way. It's the only way. It's the only way he's gonna learn it. He's not gonna learn it playing Madden.
Man.
He's not gonna learn it playing Madden.
That's
You
true.
gotta be on the field and play in order to learn it. These are growing pains of a young rookie. Well, he's not a rookie anymore. Growing pains of a young player. You just fans gotta live through it and go through it and try to see the potential in things that he can do.
Yeah, man. I will say this though, because I vividly remember Eli. I remember Eli. He was bad.
Now, if he's in year 5 and you see the same exact rookie type mistakes, sophomore mistakes, then you're like, okay, this is a problem.
But Sim, let me say this to you.
What'll be 5 games in the year 2?
6. No.
6 games.
But Sim,
6 games in the year 2.
Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you though. Sim. It is about the draft, but this is the interesting part, right? Interesting part, and this is where the plot thickens. The Giants are 1-5.
Yes.
I think we're second in the draft or third, whatever, wherever we are. We're going to be near eligible to get Trevor Lawrence. As a team, as a front office, and this happened to Arizona, where they had Josh Rosen in his sophomore year, and they had the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Kyler Murray. And everybody kept saying, what are you going to do, draft Kyler Murray? Or are you going to keep Josh Rosen? Look what they did. They took Kyler Murray number 1. And he became Rookie of the Year. And now look at the Cardinals. They look pretty dang good. I mean, granted, they did get one of the best got one of the best wide receivers in the game. But Kyler Murray looks good, and Josh Rosen, I don't know where the hell he's at. The Giants are in a position where there's a Jones second year, and they have a kid in Trevor Lawrence who looks freaking amazing.
In college.
I mean, that is true. He's in college. He's looking like sunshine for Remember the Titans. But that dude was a little weird, but this is where you get paid or you get fired.
I mean,
because you got to make a choice. Do you let go of Jones in the second year?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not think that they're gonna, even if they got the first pick, I don't think they're gonna take Trevor Lawrence. I'm just be honest with you, because they took Daniel Jones at 6 when they maybe they could have got him lower. They took him at 6. I think they're gonna ride it out with him for a little while, for a couple years. That's just my thought. That they'll ride it out with him, let him go through.
Guess a lot of
because what's going to happen? You bring Trevor Lawrence in, and he makes the same rookie mistakes that Daniel Jones is making, and you're in the same spot.
I don't know, but that's the thing, though, right? It's like, because the Cardinals thought about that. The Cardinals thought that. But Kyler Murray's looking like a low-key MVP. It's tough. It is tough. It's tough.
I mean, I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking into it, because the way it looks to when you start doing this to me, and yeah, okay, Arizona did that. They're 3-2. It's 5 games into the season. We'll see where they go. The Giants could easily be 2-3, while the Cardinals are 3-2. They easily could have been 2-3, right?
That is true.
They easily could have been 2-3 with a couple of better calls by the refs. The Giants could have easily been 2-3 right now. All right, so I mean, I don't even want to look that far into looking at Trevor Lawrence and this and that. You know what I mean? To me, that is just a sign of a bad franchise, really. You take Daniel Jones because you say, this is my guy, and then 2 years later, you say, no, he's no longer my guy. I'm just doing this. And it's not like he's just straight up terrible. He's making young player mistakes, in my opinion. He's making young player mistakes. To me, that's a bad franchise. I don't think the Giants are a bad franchise. They've historically been a good franchise, smart franchise. And I don't mean good as far as, making the playoffs every year, but just been smart in how they build their teams and rebuild their teams. Obviously, the last however many years, 5-6 years, it's been questionable. to me, if they did that, it's gonna say, yeah, this franchise they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue where they're going and how they want to build, right? Because that's what it would say to me. I don't think they're gonna do that. Even if they got that number 1 pick, I don't think they're gonna do that.
You know what's crazy though, Sim? You did say something very important, which I do think. If the Giants were 3-2, I don't think you hear nothing about Trevor Lawrence. I really don't.
Or if they were 2-3.
Yeah, even if they were 2-3, I don't think you would hear anything about Trevor Lawrence.
Maybe because let's look at it. You know, they've had a chance. They had a chance. Okay, they lost to the Steelers 26-16. Did they really have a chance there? They had a chance against Chicago.
They did.
Right? They lost 17-13 in that second half. They really had a chance. They got smacked by San Francisco. They got smacked by San Francisco.
That was no chance.
They had a chance against the Rams. They had a chance against the Cowboys, and they beat Washington.
So that's what, 3? That's
okay. I mean,
that's 3-3.
They had chances, and you're looking at, obviously everybody has the same issue, right? But you're talking about a young quarterback in Daniel Jones who needs those few minutes of preseason games. You know what I'm saying? So you look at
I'm gonna say it every week, man. This is why you have preseason.
Well, I mean, right. I mean, we get that. I know. But what I'm saying is, you know, you look at no preseason games, so maybe the first 4 games, you think of them as preseason games. Obviously, they count. You know what I'm saying? But for the Giants, it's like in every other team, you know, a lot of teams like the Giants who added new players, new coaching staff, this and that. Things got to try to come together.
Yeah, you know and I will say this too, I will say this too. Because I will say this, which is really important, right? A lot of these, because people like to, you know, look at the Patrick Mahomes and look at the Lamar Jacksons. People got to remember, they got drafted lower. Everybody knows when you get drafted lower, what does that mean? You go into a pretty decent team that has a lot of pieces. So, you know, a lot of these, man, you know, it's a lot of factors because, you know, Jones was a top 10 pick, and the top 10 team usually stinks.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you're just missing a whole lot of things, man.
Yeah,
So this,
I mean, but look, you know, a couple things bounce differently. The Giants could easily be, they're 1-5. They easily could be 2-4, 3-3. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say they
could really be 3-3, or even if you want to, like I said, if you get a couple calls in different ways, you don't get those interceptions. Yeah. You could be 4-2. You could be 4-2.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so yeah, I don't think you think about Trevor Lawrence right now. I think you say I'm gonna rock with this guy for a little while, see what happens. You know, see if we can make it move. You know, that's where I'm at with it. Before we get out of here, though, if the Giants can take down Philadelphia, right? The Giants can beat Philadelphia on Thursday. We'll see what happens with Dallas tonight. Okay, Dallas, they play the Cardinals tonight. I'm hoping for a Cardinals victory. The Dallas Cowboys will be 2-4. If the Cardinals win, the Giants will be 1-5. If the Giants can beat Philadelphia on Thursday, they will catapult themselves into second place. Right now they're in third place, so I guess I shouldn't say catapult themselves. If they were to beat Dallas, they'd be in first place right now. Well, no, I guess they would. No, they wouldn't be in first place because they'd be 2-4 and Dallas would be 2-3, so Dallas would have the better record, so they wouldn't be in first place. If the Giants would have beat Dallas last week and then Dallas lost tonight, then the Giants would have been in first place. Right. So as it stands, Philadelphia, they're 1-4, so they are a game above us. They're 1-4-1. All right, so
I hate that, man. That's one of the biggest thing I hate about the NFL is ties. I hate that crap. But it works in our benefit because listen, if the Giants beat the Eagles, my God, Sim.
I mean, look, if we beat the Eagles, then we're going to be in second place. We'll be 2-5. We'll be in second place. And then when you look at the upcoming schedule, like we have this chance right now. This is a key stretch for the Giants. And people might look and laugh and say, yeah, okay, you guys are funny, right? But seriously, it's a key stretch for the Giants. The Redskins are 1-5. The Giants are 1-5. Philadelphia is 1-4-1. The Dallas Cowboys are 2-3. All right. The Giants have a chance, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, if they beat Philadelphia, then they play. I forgot who they play next. Let me see who they play next. It just slipped my mind. Let me see if they beat Philadelphia. Well, whether or not they beat Philadelphia, they play Tampa Bay. So they play Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, then Washington, and then Philadelphia again. You have a chance right here, where if you could take down the Eagles, you're probably not going to take them down twice. You might be able to take Washington down twice. Probably not going to take the Eagles down twice. But if you could take them down once and then take down Washington again, you put yourself in a nice position. Now, if the cards are really in your favor and you take down the Eagles twice and then you also take down Washington twice, I mean, you're set up pretty. So this is a key stretch right here as far as the Giants winning the NFC East, which they are definitely in contention for record-wise, because right now the East is so dreadful. The NFC East is so dreadful. This is a key stretch for them. I mean, the Tampa Bay game is obviously important, but more important is the two Philadelphia games and the Washington football team game. That's way more important. You can take down those teams, you're looking good as far as NFC East is concerned.
Oh, man, this is just a bad division that we can even be 1-5.
But it is. But if we went 3-1 in this stretch, right, we would be 4-6. And if our wins came against the NFC East teams,
that's more important.
Depending on what happened with Dallas, what they did over this stretch of time, we'd be in first or second place. So
I'll take it, son.
It starts Thursday. See what happens Thursday. It starts Thursday. And I know it's people probably like, y'all are crazy, but hey, Mac S, you said the NFC East is a dumpster fire. 7 wins may win the division and get you in the playoffs. Exactly.
Really will.
And so this is a critical stretch. This is a critical stretch for the Giants right now. Critical stretch. Believe it or not, 1-5, and this is a critical stretch on whether or not they can win the NFC East and possibly make the playoffs. Well, make the playoffs if they win the NFC East. So that's that, man. Hey, good talk. Next week,
yes, sir. So it's always good to talk about this, brother.
Thursday, we're gonna try to get it right after the game.
Yeah, I'll be free.
Yeah, I don't want to interfere with the entertainer though, but we'll do what we can. We'll see how it works.
Listen, we love you, entertainer, man, but we gotta do our thing too, baby. We gotta do our thing too, man.
So I appreciate you guys for listening in. Everybody that's on Sportscaster, everybody that's on YouTube, Big Brother, Little Brother, 3BL. We were on a little bit of a hiatus, but we back. And we got more in store.
We back better than ever, baby. We got this.
So, appreciate you guys, and we out of here. Peace. So no muscle. I don't know what you're doing.